Hello, true believers. It's BebotsOnly doing another update. And I know in these trying times, the only thing that we could do, or the best thing we could do, is move on. And life continues. And right now, what life needs is the repairs for our reliable transportation. And reliable transportation over here for our kind of work that we do is very important, because without it, we would have to rely on public transportation, which is not ideal, because number one, it's a safety concern. Safety is number one, as our number one concern. We don't want to be penny wise and pound foolish, and this work cannot continue without reliable transportation. And one of the things that we want to make sure is preventative repairs. Even though there's nothing wrong with the car yet, I've had the car since 2010 for 8 years, and it hasn't left me stranded yet. And I have no, but that's when I bought it new, and it's reaching at the end of its life, which has like over 130,000 kilometers, which is I don't know how to convert that in miles. I have to look that up. But anyway, so there's preventative things that you can do, and one of the things that I wanted to get repaired before it's broken, while there's still like a window of time over here. I mean, it doesn't mean that it can't break at any minute now, or is just breaking now, is the timing belt and water pump, and also brakes need to be, I'm sure they're worn down. I mean, several people have told me that they are in need of replacement. So I'm asking the people who consume our content, who are supporters of our channel, of our work channel, I shouldn't be using channel, but supporters of our work. I mean, this is not, BebotsOnly has never really been about videos or comments or AdSense. It's always been, it's kind of a, I don't want to say a crusade, maybe a movement, or an idea that just won't die. And right now what we need is help with our repairs. So when it comes to cost of living here in the Philippines, I pretty much like to be transparent, show the black and white, what people are, exactly what they're paying for when they make their contributions. Okay, we've kind of discussed what is BebotsOnly. Is it a charity? Is it it's not? Is it a hobby? Is it a business? Of course, it's a lot of things and not a lot of things, but this is not what that video is about. I could probably go a whole 8 hours on what it is and what it isn't. But let's get into the black and white over here, which I'm going to be asking for help with. Is, as you can see, this is a repair cost estimate for the Hyundai i10. So what we have over here, we've got the descriptions for things that we need here. We got the belt valve timing. So timing belt, which is what, 1,380. And we got the tensioner timing belt. So we got the valve, and then we got the actual timing belt, which is like about $100 right there. And then over here we've got a gasket, rocker cover, and then we got another silicone gasket for 350 pesos. Replacement of timing. So now we're talking about the labor over here, which is about $130. Front brake pads, rear brake shoes, as you can see, and then the labor itself is about $50. You can see water pump assembly, and then they got this 3-bond. I'm not sure what it is. It's some kind of glue. Like I said, I have no background or experience when it comes to car repairs. Like I said, my background has always been in science and biology. And so I'm not sure what this miscellaneous is. 150 pesos, whatever this miscellaneous is. So it's $3, no big deal. But the point is, the bottom line is, we're looking at labor, which is about $200, parts, which is about $350. So we're looking at about $550 here in repairs. I repeat, $550. So I think we need at least a half of that for deposit to get the parts, so we need to raise at least $250 for now, just to have them order, and it could take anywhere between 2 weeks to 2 months, I think is what they said some parts are going to require, because some of them have to come all the way from Korea is what they've said. But the biggest problem when I was looking, and you could have said, well, could you find cheaper parts? The answer is no, I couldn't. Hyundai is not as popular car over here as like Toyota. Or some other popular cars. I think I made the mistake, or I don't think I made the mistake of buying a car that's not common enough over here. So if I got like a Vios, a Toyota Vios, which is the taxi of the Philippines, you can go to any parts shop and there's third parties, and I'm sure you can get cheap parts, cheap labor. But when it comes to finding parts for a Hyundai, especially this i10, when it's just very rare they just don't hold, and they just don't keep it in stock, or any third parties just interested in, there's just no market for it and no money for it. So I have no choice but to go with the dealer itself. Yes, it's going to cost more, but to hunt around and to go all the way to Manila, to maybe, just maybe, and go on this wild goose chase, and it becomes a time value proposition. So and you don't even know if it's going to be done properly. So the best thing to do is get the original parts and get the actual technicians of the dealership to do it. The most I could probably looked at was, I would say, was like $100 on labor, which is not worth it, because at least they work on other brands, other models. At least with this, we know that they're only dealing with Hyundai. So it's best to be pound wise, and instead of penny, and be penny foolish at this point. So thank you very much for all the people who are going to contribute. Please contribute by using PayPal at BebotsOnly@yahoo.com, or you could use, I will include if you want to make an anonymous Bitcoin donation. I've received it in the past, and please make your contribution. There is a link, or there is a Bitcoin address in the description, and links for PayPal in the description, and you could use our PayPal email at BebotsOnly@yahoo.com. Thank you very much for the people who have, especially for the people who are going to contribute, and the people who contributed in the past. The last thing we needed, which was the coolant or the radiator, there was like this assembly that was leaking. That was why I didn't have any coolant. And the past repairs was the air conditioning hose also. So lots of repairs need to be done, and like I said, I wanted to do some preventative repairs before they actually break, especially the timing belt. And usually if you replace the timing belt, you also replace the water pump also. I think there's a water there. Yeah, there's the water pump assembly also over here for $100. So this is the kind of things that you don't want to wait until it breaks, and then it's going to be more expensive. And it's just normal wear and tear on a vehicle this old, when it's almost 10 years old and over 130,000 kilometers. Thanks again. This is Bebots Only, and I appreciate for all the help and support. And make sure you give it a like and subscribe, and tell all your friends. This is Bebots Only. Thanks for watching.